It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We are excited to share with you today my beautiful guest who speaks truly to our soul and to a remembrance that we have. And this remembrance is the new Lemuria. And we're going to talk all about it because if anyone has ever been lit up by the word Lemuria, you are Lemurian. And so we're talking about the new Lemuria today and what that means. My guest is the beautiful Waxela Sananda. She is an activator of spiritual gifts and an embodiment coach, as well as a galactic shaman and an Ascension trainer. She's received this information and it is flowing with love. Welcome, Waxela. Thank you for being here on Quantum Conversations.
Thank you, Loren. I'm grateful to be here and I look forward to diving in with you today.
We are going to talk a little bit about you. Let's start with your name, Waxela Sananda. And this is a spiritual name, and it truly is one that has you recognize your soul. Can you share the history of your name?
Ooh, yeah. I didn't know you were going to ask me that, but I would be happy to. So, yes. Waxela, and it's an interesting spelling, Waxela. That is a name that I received when, this is way back in my early 20s. I was traveling with a shaman, and we went to his mentor's land. His mentor was a Lakota medicine woman. And when we stayed on her land, now this is like walking into another dimension. She was off the grid and literally like off the grid. I mean, you had to, basically people would drive by the gate and not be able to find it. It was that multidimensional that a lot of people would drive around. We could see them driving around looking for it. It was invisible to people that weren't meant to go there. So just that alone tells you a little something about this place. And so staying there, there's no electricity and candlelight and really interesting, kind of like going back in time. But you were expected to pray pretty much from the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to bed at night. And you're either in a prayer wheel or you're in circle with other people. So there were these prayer wheels that she had set up, 13 of them on the land, and 13 little dogs. Well, some of them were bigger, but 13 dogs. And whenever you would go in to pray, two of the little dogs, 2 or 3, would go in and sit with you because you would go out of body. We would go so deep and so far, and I had some of the most profound experiences on that land. And so one of the days I went into a wheel with the desire and the intention to receive my spirit name. I had told my mother when I was just a little girl that she named me the wrong name. And she said, oh, I know, but I wanted to pick an easy name that we could find on the plaques at Disney World. So she picked a popular name for me, and I just wasn't that kid, right? So anyway, this was my prayer. I wanted to find my spirit name because I knew that with that would come more of my purpose. And I was ready for it. I was ready to take that on and embody it. So in the wheel that day, I sat and 2 little dogs sat with me, and I went into expansion and I asked with my heart to receive my true name. And 2 Mayan grandmothers showed up, and in a way that people will say, well, were they really there? They were they were more there than someone sitting at the dinner table. I mean, they were higher dimensional beings, but they were so present, and I was present with them, that there was more information, more to feel, more to experience, more of everything: sight, sound, taste, feeling. Everything was amplified. And so in this moment, which was like an eternal moment of now, they gave me my name, and I saw the name, saw the spelling. I received the name as a vibrational frequency into my body, into my heart. Reverberance, reverberation of it, like it went through me. It was like sound moving through my body. And one of the abuelas was in front of me working with my heart center. The other one was standing, working with my crown center as they were opening me energetically to receive my name. And so I got it on multiple levels: the name, the sound, the meaning, the spelling, the history, the lineage. It was an activation, and it was also a walk-in of a higher aspect of myself in that moment. And so it came with a lot of information download, and I received it, and ultimately the meaning of it is divine love. And at that time I received it as unconditional love, but it's really divine love and the embodiment of that in my own personal way. And so hearing myself called Waxela, I made it my legal name, and hearing that, it reminds me of who I am. And so that's why I took that name on. And Sananda came a little bit later when I traveled with the shaman to Hawaii. We did a lot of work there, and part of that work was with Sananda, the Ascended Master, who is very much a part of my soul lineage, and he offered that name to me and to the shaman at that time, and so I also made that my legal last name.
That's great. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that story of your name, because it helps each of us understand the vibration of names, and also the remembrance when we know something deep within ourselves that is our truth, and you physically felt that within your body, and your experience with the beings who assisted you is helping each of us assimilate our own experiences and understand what goes on along our journey as we expand our consciousness and totally work with connecting with beings like this, which ultimately, as we know, are our higher selves. Now, this is beautiful because when we're talking about New Lemuria, it really is a remembering as well. So this is the good part, because so many who listen to this show really resonate with Lemuria. And how comforting to know this is our time to bring forward the new Lemuria. So what do you mean by the new Lemuria? And I think maybe we should start with how this came to you. How did you pick up on this?
Yeah, it's always good to start there. So I will preface this with I was very present in Lemuria, the Lemuria that we all know and are aware of, and I was there when it fell. And I have held a responsibility in my being for that, not solely, but certainly I feel that I hold a piece of that. It's almost like a sadness in the loss of that, and a desire to remember and to help everyone remember it. So that's been with me, for lifetimes. And now in this new version that I've experienced, what the way that it came to me was I was in Mexico, in Riviera Maya, recently, and I went out, my first day there, I went out for the sunrise over the ocean, and I was really having an expansive moment, sitting in this beautiful palapa and sun gazing, and in this another eternal moment, as these higher dimensional experiences always feel eternal. I saw across from me my twin flame energy, who I refer to as a he, but really it's an energetic presence, right? So, and I had my hands, we put our hands up, facing each other, and I don't know that this was intentional. I was just doing. I was just being in the doing of it and going with what was being done, right? So our hands went up, and between us, a golden realm opened up, and it was this beautiful, shimmering golden light that within it was this space of being, and I call it the state of New Lemuria, but it's a state of being as well as a place, but mostly a way of being. So inside of it was like a portal it really was like an opening of a portal to another dimension. So I could feel it, ultimately feeling just the beauty, the bliss, the resonance, the higher dimensional quality of the space. It's tangible. I could feel it in my heart. I could feel it in my energy field. And then looking into it, it was so beautiful. I mean, I know I keep saying that, like this gorgeous Christ consciousness place and space of being where, and I've done a lot more work with it since then of really unpacking what it is. But it is a space of holding, and it's being held by many, by the divine, those who are holding the portal of ascension for us on this planet, ascended masters, galactic guides. It's being held for us, but we all now are being invited to open up this golden gate and take a look inside and see what's there for you. What I've experienced is it is an ascended way of being right here on this earth, but it is, the dimensions are layered. So you can think of it as a layer of reality, or a realm that is a layer on this planet right here and now that you can step into and experience and feel and participate in more and more. And as we get more attuned to it and more aligned with the way of being in New Lemuria, we can step deeply into the heart of New Lemuria.
Beautiful. And the heart of New Lemuria really begins with each of our hearts and that state of being. Wow. So I know we can talk a little bit more about this, but it would also be wonderful to experience a meditation, a visualization, a process that really allows us to open that golden gate. Because with Shayla, when we've got the outside world going on, there are some who could be distracted by that or not feeling the most hope with that. This is totally the opposite. This is something that is, like you said, a higher dimensional frequency, and it is an ascended way of being. So let's first talk about how we shift out of anything that may come and put us into a state of fear, because that is over, isn't it?
Yes. So, not that we as humans can't be fearful. It comes up. But I think really the key to that is having techniques to allow yourself to acknowledge, oh, look at that. Okay, that came up for me. I'm feeling fear around something, to really be present with it and then allow it to disperse or to go or do breath work or whatever that is, because we don't want to make it wrong to experience fear. We also don't want to put ourselves in fear's way. So there are plenty of opportunities for that going on the planet. And it's really important to buffer and protect your mind and your state of mind, your mindset. One of the key elements of preparing for New Lemuria, for stepping in that portal, is overcoming victim consciousness, overcoming the idea that the world is happening to you, and adopting the mindset that it's all happening for me all the time. Even those things that we don't think we would consciously choose, even those things that we don't understand, it's about being responsible for your life and the reality that you're experiencing in every moment, even when that's fear. To take responsibility for the fear and then make a new choice.
That's what this is all about. Yes. Okay. New choices based on really feeling and understanding that fear and where it's coming from. And so, like many of us, we are empaths, and so we can feel it. And that's part of it as well. So this is part of our journey. And as we move through these times, with this new Lemuria frequency available to us, we've talked a lot about New Earth and how New Earth is a frequency. So this is beautiful because, Waxela, you're absolutely seeing it and beginning to feel it. And we thank you so much for sharing it. What I find interesting is I, too, share a memory of Lemuria, and when it fell, I actually went around the world elsewhere. I did not go down with it, but I really feel a responsibility, and many things lead back to this responsibility in Lemuria. And so isn't it amazing that here we are, where we're given a new chance to anchor this in? How did you deal with this responsibility? What was that like for you? You said you felt like you were responsible. How did that show up in your life, this lifetime, that you're aware of?
Good question. Yeah, so, it's always an unfolding. And this is one of those things where an old pattern might play out in your life that you don't realize where it's coming from until later date when you do figure that out, right? So I would say, something that has been a repeating pattern for me is this feeling of rejection and like I have to do this, I have to do it all myself. Not being able to really let other people step in and help me and support me throughout my life. And then also this experience of, until a few years back, not wanting to be seen and heard in a big way and really kind of hiding out behind the scenes, even though I knew this was my mission. And I do feel like, really coming to terms with everything that I've experienced from the past and all of my responsibility for whatever happened in New Lemuria or in the old Lemuria was it just kind of all came together to push me toward where I am now, which is really stepping into willingness to be seen deeply and to be vulnerable in front of people and to allow myself to be supported. This is not all on one person's shoulders. This is a whole community working on this ascension process together. And for me to step into being a voice for the ascension, and particularly now for New Lemuria, has been, it really takes me choosing to let go of whatever those past things were that happened so that I can be vulnerable again, so that I can be really responsible and connected to community and experience intimacy in my life. And there are a lot of walls. I'm an empath too, and so many of us are in this world, in this ascension journey. And we put up walls because it's painful to feel so much, especially when we're kids and the world's just coming at us and we don't have a lot of defenses. And so it's natural. And the way of being to step deeply into New Lemuria is to allow those walls, those boundaries to dissolve and allow your heart to become vulnerable again and to really open up, just to crack yourself open, and whatever you're experiencing in the process, be with it. Sometimes it's painful, sometimes there is fear, and just to get really present and laser focused and know that this is all happening for me. It's all happening for us. We are creating this together. And when we all connect intimately and deeply in this higher state of being, we won't hurt each other in this space. It's just not what goes on there. It is, New Lemuria is I like to call it a state in the new earth. Just like we have, countries, and we have continents, countries, states, provinces on the earth. Well, you can think of it at New Lemuria as a state, but it's a state of being, not a state of boundaries or borders.
Yes, I love that. Okay. Well, I think that you have spoken to many light workers and many Lemurians who really feel those same feelings that you felt, right? This sense of rejection, having to do it all ourselves, right? Getting no help from others because, wow, that's that responsibility that we feel, not wanting to be seen or heard in the world and hiding. Wow, these are really those aspects of light workers that we're shedding. We're shedding these experiences and we're coming out now to really be in service and to share what we know. How beautiful. So can we do a process right now that would allow us to possibly feel this new Lemuria?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's step into a meditation, activation, portal opening experience here. And for starters, I invite you to get really present. And part of that presence is sort of energetically protecting your space. So that means, if you have a cell phone, turn it off or at least have the ringer off. If you have outside distractions or devices or TVs or whatever that is, go ahead and just turn that off or go in a place or a room, even a closet, wherever it works for you to go, where you can just have your own space and feel comfortable to go deep and to open yourself in this experience. This is an invitation to an opening. So to get present and really step into protecting your energy, making yourself safe to go deep, that will help. So if you're getting comfortable and getting situated, begin to deepen your breath, deepening the breath into the belly. And on the inhale, Inhale, relaxation. And on the exhale, release any tension you might be holding on to. Inhaling relaxation and exhaling tension. And with every breath, allow yourself to sink deeper into this present moment, feeling yourself, your body, and your presence, and deepening into the body, feeling the energy of the body enhanced, expanding, and tune in to your heart center. There is a light in your heart. Just make contact with the light in your heart. And now feel that heart light glowing and expanding as it grows out around your chest. And breathe into that heart light as it grows out around your body. And now feel the light of your heart as golden light encompassing your body and holding space for you throughout this experience. And now tune your awareness 200 feet above your head into the heart of the central sun. This is the heart of the 12th dimensional sun energy, the divine masculine, and feel the light from the heart of the central sun coming down through the ethers into the top of your head and moving down the body, moving throughout the bloodstream all the way down to the base of the spine and down to the bottoms of the feet. And then back up and bring this light, inviting it into every cell, inviting this 12th dimensional light of the sun to light up your cells, moving into the DNA, informing them with greater light energy, with the golden light of expansion. And now bring that golden light into the chest, joining with the light in your heart. And bring your awareness now to the center of the earth. And this is the heart of the Mother Gaia, the beautiful pulsing liquid crystal heart energy of the divine feminine. And feel that energy moving up the earth as if it's moving up through roots. And it's coming up as liquid crystal plasma, creative energy, moving into the bottoms of your feet and the base of your spine, moving up the spinal column to the top of the head, and then into the bloodstream, bringing the liquid crystal light of inspiration of the creative energy of divine feminine, spreading into every cell and into the DNA, activating the crystalline energy of the DNA, informing with more crystal light energy. And then feel that circulating, expanding, adopting that crystallization, activating your blueprint to a higher degree, whatever you're ready for. Invite it. And now bring that energy into your heart center, joining with the light from above and the light within your heart, creating a Holy Trinity portal of divine light energy. And feel this triangular portal, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the divine child expanding out around your body. And this portal now is opening up, and the golden light around you is inviting you to sink deeper into presence and open your heart center, to feel the presence of the golden Christed realm of new Lemurian energy. And just breathe into the heart here, inviting your heart to awaken, to open, and know that this space is being held by the divine light guides, by the ascended masters who hold the portal to New Lemuria. It is being held by galactic guides, inviting you deeper into this space. And it's being held by your own personal ascension guide, who is inviting you now to step through the portal into the golden realm and just opening your experience. However you experience it is perfect. Start with, what do you feel energetically? Is there a certain quality of the feeling experience in this ascended space? And now notice, what might you see? Is there a color? Is there perhaps a scene opening up in front of you? What do you see and what do you feel? And now opening up your ability to hear. Some of us hear clairaudiently. Perhaps there's a frequency attunement, or maybe you hear the voice of your guide or multiple guides. Do you hear the voice of New Lemuria calling you deeper into the golden space? And now just notice, what is the temperature? What are some of the feelings in this space that are around you? You're experiencing colors, you're experiencing sounds, perhaps there's a flavor of the place. Just let yourself sort of feel the deliciousness of this very visceral, it's like plasmic energy as you're marinating in it. The plasmic crystalline energy is creative energy. It's like liquid. It's also a little bit like a gel. And we use this energy in this space to create the reality around us and to interact with those beings who are all around. So I invite you in this moment to step in to the crystal plasmic energy and play with it. You can play with it like a child with finger paints, just painting your world and your reality, feeling it, experiencing it. It doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter what you hear. Just enjoy it. It's a very joyful experience. And just breathe into that playful, plasmic, crystalline, creative energy that's all around you. Have you tried breathing it? And how does it feel in the body? Does it bring more lightness, more energy, more awareness and consciousness? It's full of information. What kind of downloads does it bring to you as you're experiencing this crystalline plasmic light energy? So just feel yourself basking in that space for a moment. And now, As I mentioned before, you have your own unique Ascension guide who is here in this portal space with you at this moment. And I invite you to look up and see with your mind's eye, with an open heart, or feel, if you're not a seer, that's okay. However you experience this guide, your guide is standing in front of you, inviting you to connect. And so just feel the presence, the energy of this beautiful Ascension guide who's here for you, supporting you on this journey. And this guide has a very special gift for you, actually a couple of gifts. And the first gift is the Emerald Heart of New Lemuria. And the Emerald Heart of New Lemuria is an activation of the Emerald Heart within each of you, within your deepest high heart. And the Emerald Heart is our way as empaths, as sensitive people, as Lemurians, to connect to each other in our heart space. We activate this Emerald Heart by, first of all, inviting it, accepting it, and then working with it as it's an empathic heart, the community heart where we can all communicate and feel the frequencies and experiences of New Lemuria. And so see your guide now offering to you with outstretched hands this Emerald Heart, your own personal Emerald Heart activation to activate you into the Emerald Heart of New Lemuria. And if you choose to, you may accept this gift by acknowledging and inviting and then embracing and taking this Emerald Heart and placing it into your heart center. And as you do that, just put your hands over your heart center, and I invite you to receive that light of the Emerald Heart of New Lemuria into your chest, into your heart center, and feel the beautiful ascended experience of the high heart being activated, being attuned to the Lemurian frequencies. And this Emerald Heart connects you to all of the Ascension guides who are here for your highest good to assist you and support you on this journey. It attunes you and connects you to your galactic guides who are here for your star seed, all of the beings that are here supporting you, and that you have come from those stars, those spaces, those galaxies and cosmic places that you have come from. And feel yourself connected in a greater way as you ground the Emerald Heart energy into your heart center and receive that opening, allowing and expanding in your chest. And take some deep breaths into the Emerald Heart Center, feeling yourself connected to every other person doing this activation at this time and in the past and in the future. And all time in the Emerald Heart is one eternal, present now. And just breathe deeply, allowing that heart to align with your energetic body, with your chakra system, and expand out, aligning with your energetic body, your crystalline body, and your physical body, and feel the guidance around you, supporting you and assisting you. And now, as you're breathing into this heart, allowing yourself to receive and be open to gratitude, offering gratitude to all of those beings who are assisting in this process, holding space for you, and receive their gratitude for doing this work, for being part of opening this portal to New Lemuria, to the new earth. Feel their gratitude, their acknowledgement for your light. You are so loved, and they are so grateful. We are so grateful for your presence, for your desire to hold space for the community of light, to hold space for the Ascension doorway and gateway into New Lemuria and beyond. We are grateful for your courageousness, for your tenacity in pursuing your highest expression here on the planet at this time. It is because of you that we are able to have this doorway open and anchored onto the planet so that so many people can align and open and step into this new ascended way of being human in bodies on this planet in a fifth dimensional reality. We thank you for your commitment and dedication to the light and to expanding your consciousness. You have our gratitude and endless eternal love. And that was a message from the Ascension guide. And now I'm inviting you, and we're all being invited to expand into feeling the golden light, the Christ of light. This is a golden Christ consciousness realm. Feel that light permeating your physical body. Invite the golden light into you, into your cells, into your blood, into your DNA. Allow it to activate you and harmonize and align this expansion and anchor it into the base of the spine, anchoring it into the Kundalini energy, and then just allow that energy to travel up the spine and into each chakra as it moves up, all the way up, ascending to the crown and moving up above to the soul star chakra, anchoring this light into your galactic lineage, and then anchoring this light deeply into the center of the earth, the crystalline pyramid in the center of the earth, holding this activation and expansion for us as a community of ascension, a community of expansion, a community of activated high heart portal holders. And now just breathe into your body, getting present to gratitude, breathing your awareness back to this present time, back to this present place, back to your new expanded body, and coming back through that triangle portal, getting more present, anchoring the light into all of your physicality, and bringing your awareness now as you're becoming more and more focused and present in this physical body right here and now, wiggling the toes, the feet, and bringing that energy and awareness up the legs to the knees, up to the hips and thighs, into the belly, up the torso, into the chest, into the shoulders, more and more present, more and more aware, feeling light and clear and 100% here, all the way up to the top of the head. And when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes, fully present, fully aware, and fully activated in the new Lemurian frequencies.
Wow, thank you. Well, okay, it would be wonderful to hear the vision, the feeling of what everyone experienced. I feel like crying because there's so much love here. There truly is love. And I saw so many beautiful colors. I wonder if anyone else saw this too. The golden light, of course, but I saw pinks and plasma and new solutions. And I think that as if we keep our eyes on this all the time, we truly will embody it more, maintain it more, and bring it into our physical reality.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And it's also a call to stand up and be visible and speak your truth. And so many of us, I think, have been hiding because, well, we feel different or weird, or people give us a look. We talk about these things, but more and more, I mean, the world is just full of people activating, and maybe you saying something out loud just in a place where normally you wouldn't, maybe that creates an opening for someone else not to feel alone. So there is a challenge that comes along with this, and like really truly standing for your truth. This doesn't mean, it doesn't mean you have to like scream it and be, like loud and just, it's just an invitation to share more and to open more and to be a little more open about speaking what's true for you.
Yes, finding that voice, it's really amazing. And I just want to share a little bit of my own experience in remembering this experience in Lemuria, and actually what I'm going through right now with singing lessons. And the singing lessons have taught me something where I shut my voice down, and it goes so deep I'm not going to go into it too much here, but that remembrance definitely goes back to Lemuria, because I remember standing, see, I'm going to cry right now, but I do remember standing on the shores singing. Mm-hmm. As we watched Lemuria fall. And so this right now is a healing as we can truly bring the feeling back. It's like we are reversing. We are literally reversing. And I know I'm not the only one with my hand raised saying, we can do it. We can reverse it. And so I just thank everyone for connecting in this way, for realizing that this state of being is here for us, and reaching for it, embodying it, living it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say one more thing. I love that you're singing, Loren, and about the singing, as you were saying that, I would not be giving the Lemurian conversation everything it deserves if I didn't mention the mer people. And yes, I'm talking about mermaids and mermen, the mer life. And they're very much a part of Lemuria and New Lemuria. And part of an aspect of Lemuria is the water world. It's a different realm, sort of like a different layer. But when you think of, we're taught stories about the sirens, right? The sirens, the mermaids who sang, and they have a bad reputation for having sailors fall into the water and drown. But what that actually is the sirens are the mermaid singers and men, the mer people singers of Lemuria, who open portals with sound. and you are singing open new portals of experience with sound. Sound is a creative frequency. It creates and it opens. So just know that those mer people, when they're singing, people are stepping into a different dimension of reality because that opens the portal. They see it and it's beautiful. And I believe that when someone is invited to step in, it's not a fall to death, but it's a step into a new reality. And that's what was really going. It's an invitation from the mer people to join us. You're one of us. you can come right now and be here with us. And but from the spectator's viewpoint, it looks very different. Right?
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that, because I know many of us really have a deep connection to the water as well. And perhaps others felt the dolphins in this vision. I also felt the unicorns. And these are dimensional beings who we can have relationships with as well. So thanks for sharing on all of that. Wow. And isn't it interesting, as we talk about the wounds from Lemuria, we can let those go now, right? We can truly let those go as we bring in the new Lemuria again. I just find it interesting that some of the wounds do include, like we talked about, rejection and having to do it all ourselves and not wanting to be heard or seen, and actually not speaking our voice. But as you said, it is time to share our truth in a loving, compassionate way, in a loving vibration. And that's why I'm always eternally hopeful, because this vibration is for everyone. And I think that at some point in our world, the more of us that live this by example, no matter what's going on, that some who are not able to achieve that will eventually get to a point where they throw their arms up and say, okay, I'm just going to do that because it's easy. Do you see a great shift like that happening with the collective when there's a majority living in a sustained vibration like that?
Yes, absolutely. And, here's the thing, that it can be like a little challenge to conceptualize this, but it's all going on right now. It's all happening right now. And it's really an invitation from that space for us to step into it in every moment. And it's an individual opportunity and choice. It's not just that enough of humanity will wake up at one point. It's, this is where it is the individual process of stepping in to that level of light and that level of existence, that level of connectedness. And it's always available. And all of us who do this work, we're creating pathways so that it's easier for those who come behind us, right, or who are coming. And there will be some people who don't choose that, and that's their journey, and that's okay. It's not our job to convince anyone to come along. It's just our job to invite and open.
Yes, perfect. Thank you for that. Absolutely wonderful. And I'd love to hear from those who've joined us if they want to share any visions. Let's go to some callers. If you're on our call and you've got a question for beautiful Waxela, she would like to talk with you. You can join us by phone, and *2 allows you to raise your hand. So if you want to share your voice with us, join us by phone or web call, or you can use the Q&A box that's on this webpage. Right now we're going to go up to Toronto and unmute our caller from Toronto, area code 416. Hi caller, what's your name? Hello, Toronto. All right, we'll come back to you. Let's go to Fond du lac. Fond du lac. It's Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie.
No, you almost got it
It's
right
Linda.
this time, Lauren.
Linda.
It's Linda.
Is it
You're
Linda?
right.
Okay,
Yes.
it's Linda with the phone
Yes.
name Bonnie. Hi, Linda.
Hi. Once upon a time, it was quite a while ago, I wrote a poem about unicorns, and it was published. And I connect with unicorns so well. I just love them. But I love mermaids and dolphins and whales and everything else as well. Is there any message for me?
Okay, well, I don't do individual readings, but I'd certainly be happy to tune in. Do you have a question? Because I read on questions, so you can ask me something a little more specific.
Yes, the whale that I was swimming with, I just want to know if he knows about all the Akashic records that I had with her. It was a girl.
You know, I got the most beautiful visual there. I'm clairvoyant, so a lot of times I pick up a lot of information as a visual. I'm seeing you and this whale in the water exchanging frequencies as not only does you said it's she, okay, he or she. I'm not really getting gender from the whale. Not only is there an exchange of energy, there you were sort of giving each other messages, and yes, the presence of that whale energy moving through you is a download. And I get yes to the Akashic records in that the way that you can receive that is sit in meditation and just open up and ask to receive and be receptive, and then put yourself in your mind's eye in the space with your whale and invite that energy to show you what's there for you to understand, to open up, and to receive. And you'll get a great download doing that. You can do this anytime you want. Is that helpful?
Yes, it's great. I love it because I can go there right away. I mean, the minute you said that, I was already in the water with the whale.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I love that whale. That whale was amazing. It was the very first whale that I got to contact, and I was within 10 yards of him, or even less. So it was really cool. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you so much, both of you.
Thanks, Linda. So cool.
You guys are great. I love you, Lauren. You know that.
Oh, well, we love you. Thank you, Linda. And someday in the future, all of us will be on a boat on the water with the whales and the dolphins. I see that. I don't know where or when, but it's going to happen. So stay tuned, everyone. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, here is another question coming in with Shayla. This is from Araya. Araya, what a beautiful name. Rainbow Oneness. I have just finally found and been releasing this core wound just in this last moon cycle. This is my sacred work, conversation. Would you like to share anything about this? Or I don't know if there was a question, but we're glad, Araya, that you are releasing a core wound. Wonder if that core wound relates to Lemuria. So I don't know if that's a question. So Waxela, if you feel into that and wish to share anything, you may.
Yeah, I'd love to. I think it's really important, and this is for everybody, that now is the time to let those wounds come up and to really get, we spend so much time avoiding our pain as humanity. But it's time to get present with your pain and to be courageous and allow it to come up and talk to you and tell you what it needs. Most of our pain is exacerbated by avoidance. So I really acknowledge you for tuning in and allowing that pain to surface, allowing yourself to you have to be vulnerable to let a core wound come up. So to allow yourself to be vulnerable and allow it to come out, and you're not doing it just for you. The core wounds affect humanity. So the more of us doing this work with our core, getting present and courageous, and really allowing these things to come up and be acknowledged, and then let go. You're doing this for everyone, so I thank you for doing that work. I think everyone who's doing their shadow work right now is the time, indeed.
Yes, and as we do that, we really are making it easier for the collective. I know it just seems wild that our clearing work can help the collective, but there's a whole lot of clearing going on out there. So we honor people really tuning in, making this choice from love. It's almost as if we're being given this wonderful opportunity to do things in a different way, and it always is the love way and the love choice. Here is an interesting question from Karen. Hello, Karen. She says, I saw my unicorn in the process. Yay! She says, I was told about 10 years ago I had a unicorn and that I could call on it to help heal me. Can you please tell me what is the connection between us? Because it's quite vague for me and I only see the unicorn's head.
Oh, wow. Yes, as you were reading that question, Karen, I love this. I immediately saw and heard the unicorn is your ascension guide.
Wow.
And isn't that beautiful? See, I wasn't 100% present to unicorns as ascension guides, but it makes perfect sense because they are in an ascended realm. So they're inviting us, anytime we interact, they're inviting us to join them in their higher experience, and higher just as in a higher frequency of experience, a more expanded experience of life. So I really get that unicorn is inviting you to really open up your heart, to open up your voice, to open to vulnerability and to connecting with others. And I get not just others, certainly others in this process doing this work, but also others perhaps in your family. I'm actually really hearing clearly, to connect intimately with your family members. That can also mean lineage, forward and backward. So invite your physical family members and your lineage in meditation to just to be with you and to talk to you and share with you whatever is on their mind. That could be a very healing experience. And yes, the unicorn is your ascension guide. How fun.
Yes, okay. That's really cool. I know that we're all feeling these common connections. And, all right, so thank you for saying that. I wonder if this is from Araya. I think this is from Araya. Thank you for saying that because it's coming out for me also, and I'm allowing. Everything you are saying makes sense. Beautiful. And then here's one from Jan. This is interesting. I had previous lifetimes in Lemuria as a mer being. Will connecting with them open up more fully to the new Lemuria? And if so, how do I do this? Is there a name or a color to connect with also?
I love it. That was Jan? Is that the name?
That was Jan, yes.
Okay, Jan, I love this. Yes, the mer people are such beautiful frequency holders, and absolutely connect with them and feel them and let them let them inform you, let them share with you, just go in meditation and and play and swim and invite and open and explore. For some reason, when you said that, I immediately saw the color magenta when you asked for a color. But certainly, when we think of myrrh, when I think of myrrh, I think this shimmering pearl, like the iridescent pearl that contains all colors. And it's just the shimmering light of being in water. And also, you know, that liquid crystal plasma energy, that is the energy of creation. And particularly in the myrrh world, and in a lot of these water worlds, our liquid is, like our water here on 3D Earth is very thin. And while it's very much alive, it's a different type of liquid than the liquid crystal plasma, which is the creative stuff of the universe. And so I invite you to swim in the liquid crystal plasma with your myrrh family and just play and enjoy. And as you do that, more memories will start to flow. And then I also see you toning and possibly singing with them to open up a new, a new version of that portal for yourself. You know, we're recreating the Lemurian experience in this ascended way with this old knowledge joining with the new knowledge, and there's so many beings that are just, abundantly surrounding us to play. So I invite you to play in that and see what happens, and I'd love to hear what comes up for you. I have a feeling there's a lot there for you to explore. Maybe you have a book coming.
Ooh, yes, all right. And we should all explore that way and just dive deep into it and use our imagination and trust what we are getting. Yes. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And we did hear back from Karen, and she's like, I thought the unicorn was the Ascension guide. Wow, that's what she got to. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here is a beautiful question. I don't know who this is from. Oh, from Alice. Hi, Alice. My Ascension guide handed me a ring with a blue crystal on it. Do you know the connection of this with Lemuria? Yes. And she says, I'm wondering if I can call on it for something.
Absolutely. I love that. The blue crystal ring. So, whatever's coming to you, I don't even feel like you need me for this question. I'm glad that you shared it though. Yes, absolutely. There is information. I also feel like it could be, one of your tools or a piece of jewelry that perhaps you had in Lemuria that has been given back to you, containing memories, containing information, containing energy, activations, downloads. So have fun with that and play with it and invite it to, share with you whatever it is that is for you to know and understand now that will help you on your ascension path and your journey and help you expand more. The guides oftentimes give us tools that we can work with and use on this path. I call them divine light technologies. Oftentimes, when they're global, they're divine light technologies, and when they're individual, they're more individual divine light tools. But I would absolutely use that and play with it and wear it and enjoy it and find out, what does it have to share with you.
Yes, beautiful. And speaking of tools, you have a beautiful package of tools and a special offer that allows people to work with this divine light technology. And this is really for one's ascension journey. Take a moment now, Waxela, and share with us what's included in your special offer.
Oh, I definitely should have pulled this up. This is the...
I can help you as well, too. It is called the
Ascension Activation
Series.
Yes. I have I have a lot of different things that I offer, so I wanted to make sure I got the right one because I wouldn't want to tell you the wrong thing. So yes, the Ascension Activation Series is not just one, but multiple class sessions that I've done and recorded recently. And so there are 3 different sessions in this particular package. And the first one is an activation meditation, where we go really deep to activate your ascension frequencies, to open the high heart and the high mind. And these are higher versions of ourselves so that we can open into this ascended way of being and then commune with golden crystal and light and even receive DNA upgrades. So session 1 is really about a deep meditation. Then there's the class 2 is more lecture, more of a class experience where we get into ways of clearing the shadow. You know, Araya talked about her core wound coming up. Well, she's not alone. You're not alone in that. That's coming up for a lot of people. So we talk about that and we get into clearing the shadow and then also clearing the clutter in your mind, your body, your spirit. Right now is a great time to this is all about clearing, letting go of what's not serving your highest good. And that includes, because you know, as within, so without, right? If we're cluttered in our mind, we're probably going to have a cluttered environment. But if even just the process of cleaning up your house or your land, you can actually start to clear space in your mind and then clearing the body too. So that's really about clearing out. We're clearing the shadow, we're clearing the clutter, and taking out lack consciousness and limiting beliefs. And then we have, you know, creating space for higher consciousness, for an ascended way of thinking, of activating those higher consciousness thoughts and that higher mind that I talked about earlier. We have to clear some of those old, stagnant, and lack consciousness thoughts and beliefs from our being in order to step into those higher ways of thinking. And then finally clearing filters and expanding vision and connection into higher dimensional realms. So this is where we expand out and connect with our galactic family and open up our vision to be able to see more than this 3D world. And then the third session is New Earth Ascension Conversation. And this is really all about the new Earth, how to step into your 5D and higher experience, and how to start experiencing that in your reality right now, because it is happening now. The thing that gets to shift for us to be fully present in 5D is us. Shifting from within, and the outside reflects the inside. So as we expand and open up more and more, we're going to have more of these mystical experiences, more of these fifth dimensional and higher experiences. And magic, you know, gets really fun. And so that's it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Now, that is available on this webpage. You can click on that and see what that is like. And we thank you, Waxela, for offering this at a much discounted price off your normal rate. This allows people to work with you and to work with the teachings right here in this now moment so that we can truly take advantage of the magic and this beingness. This is a great time of transformation. So I want to share another note about... Oh, here's a note from Alice, another note from Alice about the blue crystal. Thank you so much love and light to you. I have been awakening to my Lemurian life only recently, and now I'm crying with joy. Beautiful, Alice, thank you so much. This is the remembering, and it begins with, for me personally, just the word Lemuria. I heard it, oh my gosh, I want to say 30 years ago, when I was living on Guam, and at the time it resonated with me, but 10 years went by after the first time I heard it, and I heard it again, and my heart would melt every time I heard it. And I rediscovered it as I was doing a Google search for the definition of alchemy, and it led me to Lemuria. And here we are today talking about the new Lemuria, which is really taking an alchemical approach from our current situation to return to the new Lemuria. Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm. So beautiful. And I'm with you in that I also, when I hear, way back, whenever it was that I first heard Lemuria, there was that inner knowing, like, oh, that's my place, And I think those of us who are connected to it, that's the experience we have when we hear it. And the new Lemuria is calling us, is calling our hearts. And as we remember our past, if you want to call it past, Lemurian experiences, we can also add that kind of to the database that we have for New Lemuria, all of the wonderful, beautiful things that we're truly working there, we get to bring along.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm just reading some comments from people that are sharing they've always been in love with Lemuria, and they find out that the core wounds are related. And so, for example, if we in this lifetime may have an issue with crowds, and we can trace that back to a responsibility that we have towards Lemuria, then it's this vision of the new Lemuria stepping in and seeing the opposite of that, and seeing how we can create a world where we are together again, together in a collective, as loving beings, holding a vibrational state. So that's really what I wish to have everyone hold in their mind and their heart. And this is this beautiful experience today, tapping into the new Lemurian energies that only make us stronger in this connection. So Waxela, I just thank you so much for sending us on this beautiful journey into this remembrance and this energy of Lemuria that is absolutely here now. So if there's anyone still who could get pulled off center from any fear, please, please, please remember what we did here today with Waxela and the new Lemurian energies, because this will carry us and it will help us bring forward this vision that we hold in our hearts. So Waxela, as we say goodbye, I just want to give you a moment to share a message if you've got one, or anything that we didn't get to today.
Thank you, Loren. I really just want to express gratitude to everyone who has tuned in now and in the future. And I really just want to thank you for being open to this work and acknowledge you for the light bringer and the light work that you're doing. And it's so valuable and it's so important. And if there's no one else in your world or in your life that has told you that you are loved and blessed and valuable and powerful, then let me be the one to say that to you today. I appreciate you. I honor you for all you're doing, and I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Waxela Sananda. We appreciate you, and for those who want to work with you as the beautiful teacher that you are and the beautiful guide on this journey, we invite those to the link on this webpage to learn more about working with Waxela in her Ascension activation series. And thank you everyone as well for your light. Your love matters on this planet, and I think we can see how it does. And so with that, we honor everyone for this beautiful creation here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Waxela. We love you. Now it is time to dance our way to the cosmic heart. And we're going to be in the heart. come back into the Lemurian energies, the new Lemurian energies, as we dance our way to the cosmic heart. Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. Access all quantum conversations, special offers from our guests, and online healing retreats by visiting acoustichealth.com. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. We leave you now with music from the universe, music literally created by the universe, as musical notes were assigned to mathematical equations. The result is this beautiful music, available at acoustichealth.com. Namaste.